Good day. Welcome in. How are you guys holding up? For real, for real. It's an intense portal we're in right now between the two eclipses. We had the solar eclipse last Tuesday, and then next Wednesday, March 3rd, is the lunar eclipse. So whenever we're in between eclipses, think of it almost like a rebirth. We're being called energetically to release what's not serving us, to make room for what is to follow. We just had the Lunar New Year. So if you're feeling highly energetically charged right now, and that could be positively and negatively, right? Because if you're not balanced, you could feel too energetically charged and your chakras could be in overdrive and you could be feeling too amped up, overthinking, just too energetic. And then you could be the opposite end of the spectrum, which is just overly exhausted, overwhelmed, just not able to function. But know that you're right on time because you're rebirthing. You're literally rebirthing yourself. And just know that for anybody who has had a child, rest is just about the best thing you can do when you're birthing anything. So rest, recharge, listen to your body. Right now, more than ever, we need to be giving ourselves self-love. Very important. That's one thing I've learned just in my evolution, in my awakening, is that the greatest manifestation tool you could ever utilize is loving yourself. Because when you love yourself, that's the highest frequency. Authenticity and loving yourself is the highest frequency. And when you are able internally to love yourself, what happens internally is what ends up being expressed and projected externally, and then that becomes your world. So just remember that, okay? Show yourself love, have grace and compassion on yourself right now, because it is a lot, okay? I'm gonna light this incense, frankincense, sandalwood, and myrrh, just as an offering to the divine, to the higher power, to any of our soul guides. Call them in now that you wish. This is a protected space. I have cleansed this space with sage, and I invited the divine in. And divine spirit, I know we did pull 2 cards already because I had to actually re-record this because I had a camera malfunction, but essentially, I will repeat that. Divine Spirit, I call you in at this time in this protected space. And this is a collective reading. I call in anybody that is here today that is looking for messages from you, divine. Use me as a conduit to deliver these divine messages to this beautiful collective. Only take what resonates with you and leave the rest, God. And this is only for the viewers' highest and greatest good only. Yeah, just know that also I'll never reach out to you for readings or, you know, workshops or anything that I'm doing. And again, always go in after you listen to readings or when you're listening to readings and like go into your heart and ask the higher power, is this my truth? Is this really meant for me, right? Because you don't want to take something on that's not yours and then carry that burden. So yeah, just always make sure that any content that you consume, that you go inward and ask the divine if it's your truth, okay? And I always like to say before I watch readings or watch shows, I'll say, Divine Spirit, I only accept what from this reading, what is for my highest and greatest good. And then I leave the rest behind and I don't let it enter my space energetically. So just, throwing it out there. One other thing I wanted to mention is I do this tarot stuff just like I love it. It's fun. It's amazing. And, you know, I'm still learning. I'm a student. And, but what I am most passionate about is I am an energy healer. I am a Reiki master and I work with energy. And right now, more than ever, you guys need to be focusing on, during this highly charged window of time that we're in, regulating your nervous system, okay? Because with this energy that's coming into our planet right now, the solar flares, all these astrological events, these like major solar and lunar events, it's all expanding our consciousness, and that comes in the form of light, and it's expanding our DNA. And that when that light enters our body, it's directly connected to our energetic body, our nervous system, and because our nervous system is electric, and it's pulling in that light, and it's causing dysregulation within our system because your nervous system is expanding to hold more light. So right now, more than ever, make sure that you're grounding. You can ground by getting in the shower, swimming, putting your feet on the ground with your bare feet onto Mother Gaia, into Earth. If you don't have access to any of those things because you live in a cold climate like I do, you can get a grounding mat, a grounding sheet, or you can use your third eye. Close your eyes, use your imagination. The third eye is basically your imagination, your pineal gland. Tap into that. Imagine that you are in nature, in your favorite place, barefoot, and there's roots coming out of your feet going deep into Mother Gaia, deep into the ground, and then anchor your roots down into Mother Gaia, and then just pull up that energy, those high frequencies from Mother Gaia, because Mother Gaia is the God of frequency. It's like the closest that you could get to God, because nature is God. And pull that back up through you, those calming frequencies, up into your channel, out of your crown, and around your body, around your auric field. And that is a great way to ground. You can also meditate. Highly recommend meditation. If you don't know how to do it, that's something else that I'm passionate about teaching. So yeah, just know that you're going to be okay, and that first and foremost, regulate your nervous system. And if you need support, you know where to find it. All right, so the first two cards that I had pulled were the Eight of Cups in reverse, which is telling me that for the collective watching, that there's some kind of fear of change, there's some kind of avoidance, you're feeling like stagnant and stuck in something. And it's really a matter of you staying stuck in that position. And then I also pulled the Knight of Swords in reverse, which is telling me that there is an energy in your field that is very arrogant, and just not a positive influence on you, which could be why you're staying in this situation, because you're probably being influenced by, from what I'm being shown, the energy in that environment is pulling you down and forcing you to pick up from this Knight of Wands in reverse energy. You're picking up that person, place, or thing. Because remember, people are energy, just like our belief systems, just like our bad habits. So this Knight of Swords in reverse, this forceful, arrogant, like rude, distasteful energy could be a habit that you have. It could be vaping. It could be, you know, like too much lusting. Could be overindulgence of food. Whatever it is, right? Like it doesn't have to just be a person. So whatever this energy is causing your frequency to be lower. And because you're in that lower frequency, you're experiencing this like fear of change, this fear and this like stagnation, and you're kind of like, I don't know what to do, I'm just stuck. You are not stuck, beautiful soul. You're not stuck. And that's why God delivering this message to you, so you know that you're not stuck, okay? All right, let's see what else the cards want to tell us. Divine Universe. What else does this beautiful collective need to know at this time? This Page of Swords, it comes out like almost like at every reading. This is telling me too, this red root. Focus on your root chakra, which is grounding. So that's another thing you can do is look up on YouTube, root chakra meditations, guided meditations. That will help you ground as well. Really great. And then also just root chakra healing frequencies are another great way to ground. But this is basically telling me that you're capable of getting out of this low frequency energy because you're mentally agile. You're a multi-dimensional being that is capable of anything, that is limitless. So there is a desire within you to get inspired, to, you know, get out there in the world and with curiosity to discover something new. And I think that that's what these cards are saying, is that you're ready. Just gotta be brave, you know, be bold. Because look, like this thing just came flying out. I don't know if you just saw this, but 10 of Pentacles, guys. When you finally take this brave step of curiosity and use your multidimensionality, which is basically just using your intelligence, trusting your intuition, trusting your gut, that you will enter this energy of 10 of Pentacles. Guys, this is like mega wealth. This is like the God universe has this divine inheritance for you, ready to just hand you. It's literally within your quantum field is what I'm being shown. It's okay. Yes. Thank you, Divine. So when I had to pause and re-record, when I first started to pull these cards, I saw in my mind's eye a door, and it was all dark in the whole space, but I could tell it was a door because coming out the cracks of the door was this golden white light. And so basically what that represented was you're in that dark space, right? This like low energy here, lower frequency. But behind that door, all you have to do is just walk through that door, and literally your golden abundance awaits. So, okay. Anything else that I need to know? Let's get two more. What does the collective need to know at this time? What's currently in their energy? Tell us more about this 10 of Pentacles. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is interesting because we got two kings. We got the King of Wands, which is essentially boldness, taking those big steps, stepping into a leadership role, which I'm gonna say, right? It's connected to these 10 of Pentacles. Like you're destined for a leadership role. And like be mindful that that doesn't mean that can be in anything. This can be a leadership role if you're a lawyer, a leadership role if you're an engineer, a leadership role if you're a mechanic. Like whatever your field is, this is saying, right, that like you're destined to step into this role, because when you step into this role, when you walk through that door that has the golden light behind it, this is where your pentacles are. Okay? Taking that bold step into the unknown with curiosity, as the Page of Swords. Could be a Leo. There's lions here. There's also I think it's like a chameleon. So I'm getting like shapeshifter vibes. Like you're really good at shape shifting. This is that mental agility we were talking about earlier, the multidimensionality, that you're able to like shift and shape yourself and adapt to like every situation. So if that's speaking to you, this message very well could be for you. I'm also showing that like this plane makes me think that either you're about to take off, right? Walking through that door, or you're about to be traveling, you know, for those of you who have roles or, you know, have a desire to travel or want to work and travel, that this is telling me as you step into this leadership role that that opportunity is coming in for you. This is interesting, this King of Pentacles in reverse, because this is like somebody who has poor financial decisions, is wasteful, greedy. So that this is going under this Eight of Cups, Knight of Swords energy, that you're not really taking any steps forward in where you're at, right? Or if you're taking a step forward, then you're going 2 steps back, because you're holding yourself back. And again, this isn't just about a person, if it's a person, or even it's not even just about, you know, a bad habit. It also is a belief system. So it's reprogramming your mind to know that you are absolutely worthy of this Ten of Pentacles. You're absolutely worthy of this leadership role, because you are. You are absolutely worthy. So the sun came out, right? So this is telling me solar plexus chakra is a great chakra to focus on right now to balance it, because that is where the sun, the solar plexus, this is our hub of worthiness, of personal sovereignty, of stepping into authority of our own life and knowing I am the co-creator with God. I create my reality. I can reshape, reprogram my mind to know that I really am capable of all things, because I am a multi-dimensional being that can do anything. My potential is limitless. Limitless. I'm telling you. It's pretty incredible. And the sun is like, in my opinion, like the happiest card in the deck. You could be a Leo. There's a lot of like lion energy out on the table right now, but a lot of earth, pretty much all the signs are out right now, but it's definitely like you're the unicorn. It's time for you to step into this leadership role, whatever that looks like for you. Sunflowers could resonate. Again, a lot of red, right? She's wearing a red shirt. Even the Eight of Cups in reverse, she's wearing a red shirt. Your Ten of Pentacles, red shirt, red dress. So I think grounding is really going to help you to step into this power that you have, right? Call your power back, regain your energy, and work on that solar plexus. So root chakra and solar plexus are 2 that I'm encouraging you right now, based on this energy, to focus on, because your Ten of Pentacles are literally circling your auric field right now, and all you have to do is get into the frequency to align with it. So it's all about raising your frequency, right? And even getting in the sun. The sun card also to me is now saying the sun, getting into the sun will help you. I know, again, some of you might be in cold climates, which it makes it difficult, but you can imagine you're in the sun in your third eye. You can, you know, just even if it's cold out and it's sunny, still maybe take like every hour, go out for 5 minutes or 3 minutes, however much you can tolerate, because the sun literally revives us, regenerates us, restores us. Light is healing because we are light. We need it for survival. All right, I'm just gonna do one from this. I like, what's the vibe deck? What's the vibe deck? I should probably get in the habit more of showing these. This was the first deck. It is amazing. It's all about the divine feminine. It's so beautiful. And then what's the vibe deck? All right, what do I want to say to the collective? Yeah, just whatever messages want to come out now that will help us. All right. That's good. This will help us to provide a little bit more insight. All right, so this is interesting. Recharge, and she's in the sun, right? And we were talking about that resting, giving yourself self-love, grounding, recharging, allowing yourself to have these upgrades that are occurring right now. Very important. Okay. It looks like you're doing a lot of healing, right? Which that's this whole process that we're talking about, this whole awakening, this whole transformation that you're going through, this rebirth. This is literally because you're healing. You've decided, I'm taking my power back. I am going to be the person that I'm meant to be, which is the leader, which is the King of Wands, which is the leader who is getting the pentacles. And so the way you acquire this, right? Like, because I think a lot of times when I hear tarot readers, which I love them all because they're all unique and they all have a special message, and it's a resonance, right? It's like, do you resonate like a sound resonance, an energy resonance? Do you resonate with that person and that message coming through? But I really love when the tarot folks, readers, I love when they are able to give you things that you can do, right? To like, to actually reach that goal, right? Of becoming the leader, to reach these 10 of Pentacles. And that is, really focusing on healing, really focusing on self-care and pouring into yourself and meditation, guys. It's on this card. I said it earlier too for grounding. If you are not meditating, you need to. Like, it's not even it's a non-negotiable, okay? And I know what people always say about it. Oh, I can't quiet my mind. Well, first of all, don't say you can't, because that's words or spells. And if you're saying that, you're literally believing that that is the truth, and it's not the truth. We can do anything we put our minds to, but we have to treat it like it's building a muscle, because that's all it is. You literally have neurons in your brain that connect to create neural pathways, and these neural pathways are basically what become our habits, right? You're learning a new habit. Meditation is learning a new habit. It's connecting the neural pathway. And you have to, in order to strengthen the neural pathway, you have to practice it, just like building a muscle at the gym, or if you're learning to play an instrument, you have to practice every day, or playing a sport, you have to practice every day. It's the same concept. So the more you practice, so I always recommend to my clients, start 5 minutes for the first week every day, bump it up to 10 minutes, second week every day, bump it up to 15 minutes, the third week every day, and then bump it up to 20 minutes the fourth week every day. And then report back to me how you feel, because it is literally life-changing. And if you want to learn more about meditation, reach out to me. I love talking about it, but there's so many different ways you can meditate. You can Google and look up different ways, but there's guided meditations. What is the name of that? There's a girl I love to follow. Great meditations. I'll drop the link into the to this reading, but she's amazing. She was great for me when I first started for guided meditations. And then you could do self-guided, which is just kind of like a free flow where you literally just close your eyes, go to your place, your personal sanctuary, your place in nature that brings you calmness, peace, joy. Go there. Imagine your feet or your bottom has roots coming out, going into Mother Gaia, and then set your intentions for what you'd like to receive from the divine. You can say, divine, I would like more clarity on if I'm getting this job. Divine, I would like more clarity on what decision I should make in my relationship right now, whatever it is. And then you just allow whatever comes. But you're just in that calm state in nature, listening to the nature sounds around you and allowing things to drop in without force. Meditation is all about non-resistance, just opening up to receive and letting energy flow through you, letting the divine flow that information into you, through you, and out of you. And be sure to know when you ask the divine and when you're praying and things like that, know that energy has to pass through different dimensions, right? So there's like a time lapse for those things to occur. It doesn't just happen instantly. It's just like Reiki. Like when I give my clients Reiki, it first will affect the emotional body. Then it will move into the ethereal body. Then it will move into the physical body. And it's a process. Just like when we have these major astrological events or these like solar flare events, that usually it can take a few days before you start to feel the most intensity of that energetic event that occurred, because there's always a time lapse or delay. So just be mindful of that too. You may not get the answer immediately, but be open to receiving from the divine the answer, either not just in meditation, but it could be through synchronicities such as numbers, angel numbers, music, other people, messages, billboards. Like God speaks to you in all these different ways. So just be mindful of that. Even now, right? Channeled messages from people. So, all right, healing, done. This is interesting because this card, the psychopath card, came up, which this tells me that it just kind of goes, it goes back to, well, if things fall on the ground, that tells me that, you know, this is not something that you see. You may not even know it's occurring. But this is going back to this Knight of Swords in reverse. This, like, if this is a person, this aggressive, rude, arrogant person, if it's a person to you, that could be what this is, the psychopath. But it can also be, because it says conniving, unpredictable, abusive, it also could be your own belief system, right? An unpredictableness. So like if you have a sporadic schedule and you're not, you know, have a disciplined schedule and you're just kind of all over the place and you're disorganized, you know. So it isn't, again, just a person. This could be, you know, it says abusive, like a bad habit is abusive, right? Like smoking a vape and destroying your lungs is abusive. I just use this as an example because I have smoked vape before and it like destroyed my lungs, and I was like, and I only did it for like a month. Like it was that fast. So I just use that because that's like a personal thing that I remember. But it's abusive to your body. So just being mindful, right, of like really taking note, whether you can journal, you can just being more aware of like your behaviors and your habits. Okay. So just could be that's an energy. The last card we have is soulmate. Soulmate. Says twin flame, friendship, romance partner. So if you are calling in a romantic partner or a friendship, if you're not looking for romance, you're just looking for something platonic, this is telling me, what I'm being shown is That's tied to you stepping into that door that has the light coming out of it, that has all your pentacles behind it. Once you step into what your purpose is in this leadership role, that you're also, it's so much more than that, because it also comes with like your soul tribe, right? You're like either your soulmate or like a friendship that you've really been craving, that's like your heart connected soul people. So, you know, it's time. All right, I like to end. I made these oracle cards. I love them. They're just fun, right? So what's it telling us we need to do right now? What's it telling us we need to do? Yep. Root chakra, movement, and throat chakra. So this is telling me right now for the throat is humming mantras to help you ground. Especially for those of you that have difficulty quieting your mind. Yeah, the humming will really help you to focus quieting your mind, because I don't know if you've ever tried this, but if you hum, you can't think. You can't think. It like forces your mind. So that's another technique you can use. This is also telling me that some of you who are dealing with this Knight of Swords needs to start using your throat chakra to speak your truth. Set energetic boundaries, using your voice. No thank you. If you don't feel like doing something today, no thank you. If you don't feel like, you said you wanted to go out with a friend like a week ago, and then that day comes, but your body says, no way, Jose, I can't do this. No thank you. You don't just do it anyways. Or someone's calling you, I need to speak to you right now, but you don't have the energy to take that call. No thank you. Setting energetic boundaries. That is your greatest form of self-love, is setting energetic boundaries, because you need to take care of you first, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And how you treat yourself, the self-love you give yourself, is what is projected into your external. Okay. Movement is so important right now too. While we're being blasted with all this energy right now, moving the body, because we are an electrical system, and it's electricity, it's light pouring into our bodies, light and sound. You need to move your body. You can literally just like shake, jump. What are the things I like to say? Just dance. Put your favorite song on and dance. Just do the wave. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Like body slaps. Body slap your body. Get it moving. Get the lymph. Because our lymphatic system is actually a part of our nervous system. And there's electricity running through that as well. So just move your body, and that will help you with integrating all this light that's coming into our bodies right now and causing our nervous system to be like, ah. Yeah, that will help a lot. And of course, we pulled the root chakra right on time. This is a great way to wrap this up, because we started with the root chakra. Grounding is going to be your best friend right now, pretty much always. And it's great for, especially if you're trying to tackle fears, usually because the opposite of love is fear. And typically that is where our bad habits come in, why we have stagnation, why we stay in things we shouldn't, because those things are creating a false sense of stability for us. But the real stability is rooting ourselves into God, rooting ourselves into Mother Gaia, rooting ourselves into ourselves, going inside, meditating, which is going to allow you to root deep down into who you really are, your truth, and receive what information you need from God, from your heart, where God comes. We source energy inward from God, not externally. When we source things externally, it's usually not our truth. It's somebody else's belief system, and it only causes disharmony within our system and within our nervous system. You got this. I'm cheering for you. If you need support, let me know. And if you like these messages and you want me to keep doing this, because like this is such a new container for me, comment, like, share, whatever. Let me know. Let me know if this is helping you. I love you so much, and I'm cheering for you. You got this.